am a product of a family that made its home in a little farm on the southern coast mainland of Kenya. I'm a product of a country of over 48 million people, a country with over 40 ethnic tribal groups, and whose major industries include agriculture, among many others. My parents, Kezia and James, had 5 offsprings, of which I am the second and oldest of 2 daughters they had. No different from most parents, they wanted the best for their children, and so they let me fly thousands of miles away to follow my dreams. Mom had a thing for royal names, so she named her children Charles, Victoria, George, Isabel, and Michael. Charles, seen in this slide, is a year older than I am, a Penn State graduate and an IT analyst in healthcare industry. My formal education was pulled from a couple of elementary schools and an all-girls boarding high school at the foot of Mount Kenya. I hated it. It was cold, and I could see the snow at the peak of the mountain from my desk. It was the first time away from home and a sheltered upbringing. I grew up on a farm. Sunday View Farm is what my father named the property. From my bedroom window, I could see all kinds of vegetables, papaya trees, passion fruits, and I could hear Mom talking to her beloved cows as she milked them each morning, caring for them like her own children. My early days were spent frolicking in and out of a home that was painstakingly designed and constructed by a meticulous father who, together with his friends, built my childhood home every Sunday for close to 6 years. Watching the process of chiseling coral reef out of the grounds near the Indian Ocean, using it to accentuate our home, was a lesson that has informed the creative person I am today. It remains a life lesson that has repeated itself since the day I left my childhood home. Blooming where one is planted is the subtitle of my sharing today. Although they both worked outside the home, Mom an administrative assistant at Kenya Brewers Limited and Dad a public works superintendent, they both nurtured a love for creating an exciting lifestyle at Sunday View Farm. The rich influence derived from the creative people around me is what carries me through the summer vegetable gardens I have nurtured. I travel back in time to talk to my now deceased parents. Every time I break ground to begin my seasonal gardening, it has become a spiritual exercise for me. My upbringing continues to inform my decisions concerning every person, every situation, and every blessing that crosses my path. A particular privilege is that of the little humans I nurture towards becoming upstanding citizens, challenging in many ways as it is rewarding. They're not that small anymore, though. I also nurtured a decade-long career in the construction industry, specifically maintaining infrastructure in the natural gas pipeline industry, maintaining our highways, turnpikes, and demolishing old structures to make room for modern buildings. I wish I still had my hard hat. I had come full circle in the last assignment I participated in. Unbeknownst to me, time spent observing my dad at work as a public works superintendent for the municipal council prepared me to weather storms in a male-dominated industry. 10 years was enough. It's been a year since I hung up my hard hat. Blooming where you're planted means that you make the most of and appreciate the people who show up in your life to become dedicated members of your team. No man is an island unto themselves, so when a certain Sir Douglas Woodard invited me to move to York City, I accepted, even though I knew York was not New York. A lot has happened since my arrival. I chose to purposely bloom in this little town. Dreams held in my thought world have come to life in this city. In order to make friends, you must first show yourself friendly. I make it a point to tell others about York City. Yes, even the Kenyan ambassador got to visit. Spending my days creating beautiful things, creating community spaces to share my heritage makes my heart sing. I traded my Komatsu excavating track hoe for a dainty mannequin, a stash of exquisite fabric, and I've never looked back. I'm now in the business of making people feel beautiful in beautiful clothing items, nurturing acquaintances in lifelong relationships with the likes of Annalisa Gomerak, who helped us create an enviable gathering space by transforming a muddy backyard into a magical courtyard, is one of my memories that will be treasured forever. The space I occupy in WeCo district has allowed me to bloom in most everything that comes out of my imaginings. From jazz nights to open mic nights, from sewing workshops to Swahili classes, we are not lacking for new experiences to share with the world. Bragging about York City and inviting out-of-towners to bring their wares to Gusa Marketplace is what I live for. Curating items to complement what we already have is a dream come true 10 years in the making. And convincing GQ studs, like these guys, from York County as the icing on the cake. The one job that will never end is the hardest of them all. Watering the seeds in my offsprings to become fruitful, successful entrepreneurs and productive community members, no matter where they find themselves in life, will remain the job I will never retire from. Until then, the little shop off of Pennsylvania Avenue in York City will be the training grounds on how to bloom where you are planted, making the very best of what life hands you and leaving the space better than you found it, is our motto in and out of our crafting studio. Thank you.